Good evening, my name's Morna Simpson and I'm here to talk to you about the fall. This is maybe a familiar part of the story for many of us. There was a man and a woman in a garden and God was with them. Putting a bit more onto it, the man and the woman, or Adam and Eve, were given all of the fruit from all of the trees in the Garden of Eden to eat and to feast on, except the tree in the centre. They were told that they could not eat from that tree or they would surely die. That was absolutely fine, except they kept somehow finding themselves near this tree in the centre of the garden. And one day there was a snake there too, saying, "Oh, what are you doing?" And Eve said, "Oh, I'm just looking for some food, but we can't eat from this tree, so I'll look elsewhere." And the snake said, "Why can't you eat from this tree?" Eve said, "Well, God told us that if we eat from this tree, we'll surely die." The snake said, "You will not die. No, you'll just be like God. You'll have a knowledge of good and evil." That was all the encouragement that she needed to look at the fruit, to see it was good for eating, to pick it and to take a bite. And Adam is not without fault in this story. He was right there waiting to see if Eve would collapse and die after eating from the fruit. When she didn't, he had a piece too. And that was the reason for why they were banned from the Garden of Eden. Now, the story we know quite well, but I wonder whether you've ever considered it from the perspective of Eve. That's what I'd like to think about over the next few moments.
Eve's story. And so it began, my yearn to return to the great garden, where first we feasted. How soon it settled, clarity brought by curiosity, our humanity, their divinity, Godhead three in one. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. God our creator, Adam from the dust, and then there was me, brought into being with the pure purpose of relationship, one with another and with our Maker, the one who sustains and who will redeem. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. Time for temptation was soon upon us, simplicity spurned in favour of perceived greener pastured land. Yet even in the wake of catastrophic conclusions, gentle, hope-filled wisps glided through the atmosphere. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. So many years have passed. Faces once known now seem to look the same, yet one remains clear, intimately known, the love in God's eyes, the tears on God's cheeks, the softness of voice and care in God's hands as we bade for farewell. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. Despite my despair, I left encouraged, determined to stay by Adam's side in that God-given, God-mirrored way to relate, love, joy, peace, patience. Rejected, he could not, would not dare to dream, to contemplate. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. Our lives have been hard on the other side, as we ride the storms of toil, and pain remains in that bittersweet travail which fails consistently to bring the refreshment of a once bubbling stream back to our lips. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. Whirly wisps of hope wander my mind's eye. Hope-filled God glimmers shimmer on the sea. Sun soars in the sky. The tide plays over the rhythm of God's breath in us, echoed north, south, east and west, etched on every tree. Hope-filled wisps whirling on the wind. Paradise promised alongside God, our loving Redeemer.